Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 3rd of March. PM Modi urges people not to panic as India confirms the 6 cases of coronavirus. Pakistan misusing Kashmir for its political agenda, says experts in Geneva. And Sri Lankan Parliament dissolved elections in April. And now for the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday urged people not to panic and work together to prevent the spread of coronavirus in the country. New cases of coronavirus, which has killed 3,000 people worldwide, were reported on Monday, taking the total count to 6 in India.
With more number of deadly coronavirus being detected in India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday said that there is no need to panic and all states and centre are working together to contain the spread. Prime Minister Modi took to Twitter to discuss the preventive measures taken by the government to prevent the outbreak of coronavirus and also shared a graphic on what measures can be taken. India on Monday reported 2 fresh cases of coronavirus, one in capital New Delhi and another in southern Telangana province. An Italian national also tested positive for coronavirus in northwestern Rajasthan province, taking the number of people who have been infected in India to 6. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal also held a meeting with Prime Minister Modi over the coronavirus situation.
और उसमें केंद्र सरकार और दिल्ली सरकार मिलके काम करेंगे ताकि ये बहुत ही खतरनाक बीमारी है, दुनिया भर में जहाँ भी जिस भी देश में गई है बहुत तेज़ी से फैली है, तो इसमें मिलके हम लोगों को काम करना पड़ेगा ताकि ये इसको फैलने से रोका जा सके.
Meanwhile, 2 schools in neighbouring Noida city sent back children and shut down the premises for a few days after a parent of one of the students tested positive for coronavirus on Monday. Amid scare, the health authorities said the building was being sanitized and blood samples of 5 families have been sent for examination.
Pakistan also on Tuesday reported a new coronavirus case, taking the total in the South Asian nation to 5 since the first cases were confirmed last week. Most of the cases reported in Pakistan so far have a history of travel to neighbouring Iran, where at least 66 people have died from the virus.
A new case of the novel coronavirus was reported in Pakistan on Tuesday, taking the total number of cases in the country to 5. State Minister of Health of Pakistan Dr. Zafar Mirza confirmed the new case on Tuesday, informing that the patient is stable and is being managed well. Most of the cases reported in Pakistan so far have a history of travel to neighbouring Iran, where at least 66 people have died from the virus with over 1,500 confirmed cases. This comes as Pakistan, as part of its strict safety measures to contain the spread of the virus in the country, has closed all its borders with Iran and Afghanistan. Special arrangements have also been made at the borders to screen the visitors. The country announced its first 2 cases of COVID-19 last week.
Moving on, a panel of activists and European experts criticized Pakistan for misusing Kashmir for its political agenda at a side event during the 43rd UNHRC session in Geneva on Monday. They said that Islamabad has been diverting attention towards Kashmir to hide its own failures and exploitation of its illegally occupied territories.
European experts lambasted Pakistan for misusing Kashmir for its political agenda at a side event during the 43rd UNHRC session in Geneva on Monday. While joining the platform with political and social activists from Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan-administered Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, they said that Islamabad wants to divert world attention towards Kashmir to hide its own failures and exploitation of its illegally occupied territories.
What is it doing? It's actually trying to create an issue in Jammu and Kashmir to extend the boundaries of Pakistan itself and its influence. And partly that's to do with keeping the attention on areas outside Pakistan itself.
The experts hailed the move by India to abrogate the special status granted to Jammu and Kashmir in August last year, granting equal rights to people in the region as citizens of India.
The key of the matter is for Pakistan to acknowledge that since 1947 it has been occupying unlawfully a big part of the former princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, and it should sort out the issue directly, bilaterally with India.
Welcoming.
Pakistan has tried all efforts to internationalize the Kashmir issue since abrogation of Jammu and Kashmir's special status. However, several countries came out in New Delhi's support, saying the issue was India's internal matter.
In news from Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has dissolved country's parliament and called for new parliamentary elections 6 months early, making use of his constitutional powers. The elections are slated to be held on April 25th.
Sri Lanka's President Gotabaya Rajapaksa on Monday midnight dissolved the country's parliament and called for a new parliamentary election 6 months before the actual term ended. Gotabaya made use of his constitutional powers to dissolve the parliament and called for elections on 25th of April. Gotabaya won the presidency last November and named his elder brother Mahinda Rajapaksa as interim prime minister. The Sri Lankan president had said he cannot work freely because his powers have been reduced, and he faced restrictions because the opposition commanded a majority in the 225-member parliament. The current minority government in the island nation led by Mahinda Rajapaksa expects to gain a majority in the coming elections. The main rival of the Rajapaksa brothers in the upcoming elections will be a new political alliance of 5 political parties and at least 10 more organizations under former Minister Sajid Premadasa and former Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe.
In news from Afghanistan, Taliban militants will not take part in intra-Afghan talks until the Afghan government releases about 5,000 of their prisoners, a spokesman has said. This comes after Afghan President Ashraf Ghani rejected the demand, claiming that his government has not made any commitment to release prisoners.
Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid said on Monday that Taliban militants will not take part in intra-Afghan talks until the Afghan government releases about 5,000 of their prisoners. His remarks came as a reduction of violence period came to an end and the Taliban said a resumption of operations against Afghan government forces could now take place. Under an accord between the United States and the Taliban signed on Saturday, the two sides are committed to working towards the release of combat and political prisoners as a confidence-building measure. The Taliban will start intra-Afghan negotiations with the Afghan government on March 10th. The agreement calls for up to 5,000 Taliban prisoners to be freed in exchange for up to 1,000 Afghan government captives by March 10th. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani had earlier rejected the demand, claiming that his government has not made any commitment to release 5,000 Taliban prisoners before the start of any potential negotiation. However, the Taliban insisted that there will be no intra-Afghan talks until the release.
Afghanistan's central Bamiyan province is best known for its ancient statues of Buddha destroyed years ago by the Taliban. Today, its freezing winters is aiding the growth of a fledgling skiing industry that was witnessed in a 2-day ski championship held recently.
A 2-day ski championship was recently held at the hillside of the snow-covered Baba Mountain in Afghanistan's central Bamiyan province. 67 contestants from 5 countries, including 28 from Afghanistan, took part in the championship. Afghanistan's Nazima Khairzada, who has been taking ski trainings over the past 2 years, secured the first position among girls. She called upon Afghan girls to ski and promote the sport. Bamiyan's frosty winter weather and steep slopes have popularized skiing in the province, attracting foreign participants.
Which is this amazing race in Bamiyan, Afghanistan, and I feel amazing. It's amazing to be here with so many wonderful people from all over Afghanistan and also my international friends.
Bamiyan province is best known for its ancient statues of Buddha destroyed 15 years ago by the Taliban insurgent group. But today, its freezing winters are aiding the growth of a fledgling skiing industry.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Nepal's ailing Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli was admitted to hospital in capital Kathmandu on Monday evening for his second kidney transplant scheduled on Wednesday. He is expected to stay at the hospital for about a week depending on his health condition after the transplant.
Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli was admitted to a government hospital in Kathmandu on Monday evening for his second kidney transplant scheduled on Wednesday. Before being admitted to Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital, Oli in a video address said he will return to work with new energy and enthusiasm after the kidney transplant. He is expected to stay at the hospital for about a week, depending on his health condition after the transplant. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to Twitter on Monday and wished speedy recovery to Oli and said he looks forward to his continued contribution to taking India-Nepal relations to new heights. 69-year-old Oli had last undergone a kidney transplant in India in 2007 after both his kidneys failed to function. Since then, he has travelled abroad on several occasions for health checkups and underwent multiple rounds of dialysis.
Scores of people this past weekend witnessed a traditional dance by men carrying idol of the local deity in a decorated palanquin during the Jatar festival in India's Himachal Pradesh province. The festival is celebrated after every 20 years.
Thousands of people gathered in Shimla city in India's hill province of Himachal Pradesh this past weekend to take part in a traditional festival that is celebrated every 20 years. Men dressed in traditional attires and headgear with chains dance amid the crowd, carrying the idol of the local deity in a palanquin during the Jatar festival. It is believed that during the festival, the deity named Domeshwar blesses his devotees with good health and well-being.
और ये माना जाता है कि 20 साल के अंतराल के बाद देवता जो है जहाँ इनके मानने वाले हैं उनको पूछने के लिए, उनका कुशल क्षेम जानने के लिए उनके पास लोगों के पास जाते हैं और जो है वो उनका कुशल क्षेम पूछ के लोग जो हैं वो एक उत्सव मनाते हैं और ये उत्सव को जातर कहते हैं.
The crowd included a mix of tourists and locals who came to seek blessings and enjoy the performances. Himachal Pradesh is a land of majestic landscape and spectacular vistas. It is a place of diverse and multiple colorful fairs and festivals. Age-old beliefs manifest in over 2,000 village deities of every region.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. PM Modi urges people not to panic as India confirms 6 cases of coronavirus. Pakistan misusing Kashmir for its political agenda, say experts in Geneva. And Sri Lankan Parliament dissolved elections in April. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/Asia Newsline and follow us on Twitter @Asia Newsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.